Lovely viewers, get cozy, grab your tissues, and prepare your hearts, because what you're about to experience isn't just a story. It's a moment in history. A moment that has transcended television screens, media headlines, and red carpet fantasies. Today, it's no longer about drama scenes or fictional romances. Today, it's about life, real, raw, heartwarming life. Because just moments ago, Minho and hye kyo did something no one was expecting but everyone had been dreaming of. They shared their very first family photo with their baby boy. And let us just say, everything about it is pure magic. Picture this. A morning unlike any other. The sky over Seoul glows with a softness that only early sunrises can gift. Social media timelines are still quiet, notifications silent, until one photo, one post, ignites the internet like never before. Minho, known for his poise and quiet presence online, posts a picture. No caption, no filters, just an image that says everything words cannot. The photo. It's their first official family portrait. Minho is sitting on a picnic blanket in what appears to be a private garden. His hair slightly tousled, wearing a simple beige sweater and soft jeans. He's smiling in a way that even longtime fans have never seen before. Genuine, relaxed, and utterly filled with joy. hye kyo sits beside him, glowing in a soft white sundress, her hand gently resting on his knee, and in her arms, their baby boy. A tiny bundle of life wrapped in a light blue blanket, resting peacefully in his mother's embrace. His face turned slightly toward the camera, just enough that the world sees his sweet round cheeks, the little pout of his lips, and yes, the unmistakable twinkle of his father's eyes. And the world stops. Every scroll, every tap, every tweet, frozen. Can you feel your heart catching in your chest, lovely viewers? 'Cause ours did too. The comment section on the post explodes within seconds. Fans from every corner of the globe are overwhelmed. From Tokyo to Toronto, Lagos to Los Angeles, people are crying in their living rooms, texting their friends, reposting the image with trembling fingers. Artists start sketching. Poets begin writing. Parents hold their children a little closer. Because that image, it's more than just a celebrity family photo. It's a reflection of hope, of love winning, of dreams once whispered in the quiet finally shouted to the skies. Now let's slow down. Let's talk about how this moment came to be. Behind that single photo is a long road of courage, privacy, and deeply held love. Since the announcement of their parenthood, Minho and hye kyo have been incredibly intentional about keeping their journey sacred. No flashy interviews, no product deals, no media frenzy, just love. Deep, private, beautiful love. They wanted their child to be born in peace, to be welcomed into a world that valued family over fame. But still they knew. They knew how much their fans had prayed for this day. How the world had held its breath with them. How millions had stayed up through time zone differences just to get a glimpse of their unfolding love story. So when their baby boy finally arrived, healthy, perfect, and surrounded by love, they made a promise. When the time was right, they would share their joy with the world. And today was that day. Now let's zoom into the photo again because the details are everything. Behind them, the garden is in full bloom. White roses, daisies, and soft lavender fill the background. A gentle breeze seems to play with hye kyo's hair. A small stuffed bear peeks from under the baby's blanket, likely a gift from a family member. And what's that on Minho's wrist? A baby blue bracelet, hand-knitted, probably by hye kyo herself, with a tiny silver charm engraved with a single word. Hope. Can you even breathe, dear viewers? Because we're still gasping. And if you look even closer, yes, we did, there's something else in the photo. Something subtle, almost hidden. In the corner of the picnic blanket lies a folded sheet of music. Barely legible, but fans with eagle eyes noticed it immediately. It's the handwritten sheet of Minho's love song, My Two Heartbeats. The same song he composed during her pregnancy. The same song that has now become a lullaby played softly during nap times and late-night feedings. It's not just a photo, friends. It's a story within a story. Let's go behind the scenes now, because you deserve to know how this moment was captured. Insiders close to the couple revealed that the photo was taken by a longtime friend of Song Hye Kyo's, a woman she's trusted for over 2 decades, who also happens to be a celebrated lifestyle photographer. There was no production crew, no stylist, no lighting team, just 2 parents, their newborn son, and a quiet morning set aside to freeze one of the most beautiful moments of their lives. And do you know the most beautiful part? Their baby boy, whose name has yet to be revealed publicly, smiled during the photo shoot. At just a few weeks old, in the warmth of his parents' arms, he smiled. And it was that tiny, barely there smile that convinced them. Let's share this with the world. Let's let them see what love looks like. Can we talk about that for a moment? That choice, that trust. Because when celebrities share parts of their private lives, it's never easy. Especially with something so vulnerable. Child. A moment that can't be redone. But they trusted their fans. They trusted the world. And they believed in the power of love to protect their child, not exploit him. So what's next for the hye kyo family? Well, according to close sources, and we mean very close, the couple is planning a quiet christening ceremony soon. Only family, a few childhood friends, and perhaps 1 or 2 industry legends who've stood by them through thick and thin. No press, no brand sponsorships, just a promise spoken over a tiny heart to raise him with kindness, integrity, and love. Minho, it turns out, has already written another song. This one even softer than the last. A lullaby meant to be played only at home. The lyrics, insiders say, talk about the day he first held his son. About how he looked at him and saw the future. About how he whispered, "You are the best thing I've ever done," and meant every word. And Song Hye Kyo, she's been keeping a motherhood journal. Pages filled with thoughts, sketches, pressed flowers from walks in the garden, and little notes for her son to read when he's older. One page even reads, "You are the beginning of everything beautiful." Lovely viewers, can we just pause and feel this moment? Feel the power of that photo, the gravity of what it means. It means healing. For them. For their fans. For a world often overwhelmed by chaos. That photo, shared so quietly and yet felt so loudly, is a reminder that in the end, love wins. In the end, dreams do come true. In the end, 2 people can find each other, choose each other, and build something that lasts beyond all the lights and lenses. And that baby boy. He has no idea yet just how loved he is. But one day when he grows up, he'll look at that photo. He'll hear the stories. He'll listen to the songs. He'll read his mother's journal. And he'll know, without a single doubt, that he was born into a love story that shook the world. So to Minho and Song Hye Kyo, thank you. Thank you for sharing your hearts. Thank you for letting us in. And thank you for reminding us all what family, love, and new beginnings truly look like. Now that we've all wiped away our happy tears and taken a deep breath, let's continue this unforgettable journey together. Because while that single family photo gave us a glimpse into the most beautiful chapter of Minho and Song Hye Kyo's lives, it's just the beginning of something even more touching, even more real. What followed after that post wasn't just a wave of emotion. It was a full-blown worldwide celebration. A moment when millions stood still to honor love, life, and legacy all wrapped up in one tender image. Let's talk about the aftermath. The moments that came flooding in after the photo was shared. Within minutes, the servers of major fan platforms were overwhelmed. The picture was reposted over 5 million times in under 2 hours. Hashtags like #LeHyeKyoBaby, #MinKyoFamily, and #WelcomeBabyMinKyo began trending not just in Korea but globally. But it wasn't just fans reacting. Fellow celebrities, musicians, and even politicians shared their love and congratulations. One K-pop idol even paused their concert mid-performance to show the photo on a giant screen. And the crowd? They screamed, they cried, they applauded. But the most beautiful responses, they came from parents, mothers and fathers around the world, who said that photo reminded them of their own first moments with their children. Messages poured in. I remembered the first time I held my son, and I cried all over again. Thank you Minho and Hye Kyo for this reminder. I've never followed a celebrity couple before, But seeing this made me feel like anything is possible. Even love after pain. Even healing after heartbreak. They're not just actors anymore. They're storytellers of the soul. And in the quiet corners of their home, Minho and hye kyo read those messages. They smiled. They cried too. Because for them, sharing this piece of their lives wasn't about fame. It was about connecting. And connect they did. But you must be wondering, what was it like in their home after the photo went live? Let us take you there. Imagine the calm of a late afternoon. Sunlight dances softly through lace curtains. Their son, peacefully asleep in his crib beside the window, a soft melody playing in the background. Yes, it's Minho's lullaby. Hye Kyo sits in a rocking chair nearby, sipping tea, holding the baby's tiny hand, marveling at how something so small could hold her entire world. Meanwhile, Minho is in the hallway, phone in hand, showing his mother the messages pouring in. She's crying too, overwhelmed with joy. She whispers a blessing for her grandson, and quietly thanks hye Kyo, not as a star, but as the woman who gave her son a new reason to live fuller, laugh deeper, and love harder. Later that night over dinner they sit at the table, just the three of them. The baby nestled in a sling across hye Kyo's chest, gently cooing. Minho raises his glass of warm water and toasts. Not for press, not for cameras, but for family. For the family they've become. To beginnings, he says. To forever, she replies. And just like that, a tradition is born. Lovely viewers, let's talk about the baby now, shall we? While the couple has yet to release his name publicly, fans have affectionately begun referring to him as Little Star, because that's how hye Kyo once described him in a poem she wrote during her pregnancy. A star I grew under my heart, who now lights up my days. From insiders we trust, we've learned that Little Star has already changed everything in their lives. Minho, once known for his strict filming schedules and intense prep, now insists on being home by bedtime. He bathes his son, sings to him, and often falls asleep with him nestled on his chest. hye Kyo, whose grace has long captivated the world, now glows with the kind of beauty only motherhood brings. Her mornings begin with lullabies, soft baby giggles, and long, heartfelt journal entries. She writes letters to her son every week, keeping them in a box labeled, "For when you're ready." Can you feel the love radiating from this family, dear viewers? Because it's not just love, it's peace. It's completeness. It's that rare feeling when everything finally makes sense. And here's something even more touching. Minho has started sketching. Yes, sketching. Inspired by his son. He's taken to filling pages with little drawings. His first sketch. A drawing of their first family photo, done entirely in pencil, with the words written underneath. "I will love you with every sunrise." hye Kyo framed it, and it now hangs in the nursery. But don't think for a second that their lives have lost the spark or glamour. They haven't. They've just redirected the spotlight inward. A new kind of elegance has taken root. One defined not by luxury, but by presence. By shared giggles during diaper changes. By midnight talks whispered over a sleeping baby. By realizing that love, when nurtured gently, doesn't fade. It grows deeper roots. Now, fans are waiting with bated breath for what comes next. Will there be a documentary? A children's book based on Minho's lullabies? A short film inspired by their journey into parenthood? We can't say for sure. But what we do know is this. They've been journaling, filming small clips, taking photos, capturing it all, not for the world but for their son. So one day when he's ready, he'll see the world through their eyes. He'll hear the stories behind the smiles. He'll feel, even decades later, just how wanted and loved he's always been. And you, dear viewers, will be able to say you were part of it. That you witnessed the unfolding of a love story that became a legacy. Let's not forget the photo itself though. Because it wasn't just one image. Sources tell us that the photo shared was part of a larger set. There are more. Whole album, in fact. Candid moments, quiet glances, the baby laughing for the first time, hye Kyo playing peekaboo, Minho kissing his son's forehead. And yes, There's even one where all three of them are wearing matching soft gray sweaters, laying on the grass, looking up at the sky together. The photographer, in an interview with a trusted outlet, said, "That session was the most emotional I've ever done. They weren't posing. They were just being. I simply captured love in its purest form." So what does the future look like for Lee Minho, Song Hye Kyo, and their little star? Beautiful. No, perfect. Not because every moment is easy. Not because they've escaped the challenges of life. But because they've chosen to do it all together. Side by side. Heart to heart. Lovely viewers, thank you for walking this road with us. For seeing beyond the fame and fame hype, and into the real pulsing humanity of two people who dared to love fully, risk deeply, and now parent tenderly. And trust us, this is only the beginning.